Hey, what's up, guys? I have some banger news today. The PC version of Armored Core 6 is going to have 125 frame rate support. So this is the first From Software game ever to have native 120 FPS support. This is huge news. This is huge news not only for Armored Core, but also for the future of From Software games. This is massive. From Software has historically struggled with frame rate, so the fact that they're introducing for the first time 120 FPS for their game means very, very good things for the future of the company and for games that are coming for us in the future. And it means a lot of good things for Armored Core, because obviously the game is going to be ridiculously smooth at 120 FPS. So this is for PC though, not for console. But honestly, if you were on the fence of purchasing the game either on PC or console, I think that probably is going to tilt the balance in favor of the PC version of the game. This is also good news because we've had really bad PC ports of games lately. Exception being something like a Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, which has been a really good PC port. But other than that, it's really nice that we're getting that 120 FPS. I can't stress that enough. I am extremely happy about this, and I think this is a huge deal. I'm surprised not more people are talking about this. You know, first From Software game ever to support 120 FPS. So again, super happy, man. Honestly, I cannot wait. I'm definitely getting the PC version. I've already pre-ordered the console version, which is a mistake. Don't pre-order, man. I keep getting bitten every time, even though I really want to play a game. Like now I realized I pre-ordered the wrong version because I definitely want to play on PC with that 120 FPS. Okay, other news. We got ray tracing for the garage. So I'm assuming that because it's specifically mentioning the garage, that probably means we won't have ray tracing in the actual game. But if I'm being honest, with that 120 FPS support, I could really care less about ray tracing in the full game. I think from the footage we've seen, and I'm probably going to show as B-roll while I talk over it, from that footage, the game looks absolutely amazing. So ray tracing or not a big deal. It's kind of cool that we get it in the garage still because, you know, why not? I thought the garage looked amazing as well. Okay, finally, little other bit of relevant news. Game is about 50 to 60 hours. Yeah, that's about it. Now I want to talk about another good bit of news that we've heard that has not really been making the headlines. And I believe this is a huge deal. And I'm talking about the distinction between soft and hard lock. And let me spill the bean right away. There's a big difference between the soft and the hard lock. We already knew both were in the game thanks to Vaati's coverage from the last gameplay showcase. But in this particular one, we got the information from Oroboro that the hard lock-on system is going to feature reduced accuracy for your weapons. And why is this such a big deal? Well, it's a big deal because we have now confirmation of a significant downside to the hard lock-on. But I would like to put an asterisk there because as much as this is really, really good news, how good of a news it is going to depend on the strength of the reduced accuracy. So is it going to be enough of a reduction in accuracy for it to matter? That's going to be the ultimate question going into Armored Core when it launches, especially for PvP. So that reduced accuracy, if it is significant, could have a massive positive impact on gameplay and on the choice or the tactical choice of going for a hard lock or a soft lock in various situations. So I just want to stress that this is something that's not really been talked about, and I'm definitely going to make a video where I go more in depth about that choice of reducing accuracy versus not in the future. But for now, we're going to keep it at that. I just want to get the conversation starting. This is really good news. And I also want to point out that not only is it a good news because it balances the game out, but this also gives us this gives us a window of opportunity if the accuracy reduction, for instance, is not enough, or if the hard lock system is too strong, and like in practice in game. So when the game comes out, maybe we PvP and we believe that the hard lock is too strong and it breaks the game or it makes things too easy. If that is the case, that gives us that gives us an opportunity to balance the game around this particular feature. So if the reduce accuracy feature was not a thing, we would not be able to say give feedback to From Software about changing the hard lock, for instance, right? So this gives us some sort of avenue to fix a solution if there was a problem, for instance, with the balance when the game releases. So basically, if the hard lock is too strong, we can say From Software reduce the accuracy even further related to their balancing, right? So that was the bottom line of what I wanted to highlight with that particular feature. I think this is extremely good news, and it gives more of a reason for the feature to be in the game. So honestly, it's not like the narrative changed, right? I think it's important to highlight that this new hard lock system is definitely, like I said, a new feature. It's a departure. I think it's important to at least acknowledge that this is a new thing, and then we can start building around it and finding the best way to play with it in the future going forward. Okay, and now onto more PvP good news. Here's the big deal about PvP. So I actually have some people, I've seen some people online that disliked this, but I'm actually a huge fan of this particular information that I'm about to reveal you. It's the fact that the game is going to feature 1v1 and 3v3, but no 2v2. And I think this is a big positive, and let me explain to you why. 1v1, first of all, is a staple. I don't think you could have gone with PvP without including 1v1, so let's just say that that was a given. Now, no 2v2 and only 3v3 instead, I think is a good thing, because I don't think we would want to have both. If you have both 2v2 and 3v3, you're just making two separate game modes that split the player base into those two game modes. And I believe that there's going to be much more fun to be had in a 3v3 as opposed to a 2v2. The tactical aspect and sort of like the team chemistry and the team plays is going to play a bigger role. I think the game is going to be a bit more complex with 3 players on the field than 2 players. 2 players, it's really all about tag team, you know, and you're always kind of like, you can more easily manage 2 target at the same time. When it's 3 target, you know, the team aspect starts to shine a lot more. It sounds like, you know, a bit obvious, but it is a big difference when it comes to like team play. So I just want to highlight that the not having 2v2, I believe, is a good thing, because it's just going to put even more emphasis on the 3v3 side, which I believe is where the competitive aspect should really take place, as well as 1v1, of course. But 1v1, you guys already know, it's always been to see who's the best, and so the team aspect is going to be probably where I think most of the fun will be had. But yeah, I'm really happy about this. So confirmation of 3v3 team fights, no 2v2s, 1v1 as well. We've also heard in leaks that there's going to be 3 spectators possible in that 3v3. I have, however, not heard confirmation about this from any of the official sources. If you know of a content creator that had official confirmation about the 3-player spectator mode, feel free to tell us in the comments. I would actually be very happy to hear that we have official confirmation about this, and it's not just the leak hard box that could technically be fake. You know, there's still a small chance. So more information about the PvP side. There's not going to be any clan, like no clan battles. There's not going to be like territories, team stuff. If you've played the 5th generation, the online portion or the PvP portion is basically going to be only lobbies, and that's it. So it's pub matches, and it's pretty much like an arena, if you may. There've also been questions that were asked to From Software about ranked mode, and they did not want to answer that question, which leads me to believe that there's probably going to be a ranked mode as well. So there's probably going to be ranked and unranked matches. This is not new. We've seen this already in previous Armored Core games. It is not confirmed, but just the fact that they denied pretty much everything that was asked regarding like territories, like other online features. But this particular one regarding the ranked leaderboard was one that they did not want to answer. So that leads me to believe that they have something cooking in that regard that they don't want to reveal yet. So that's that. So we got a lot of good news, and yeah, that's pretty much all the information I wanted to relate to you guys. And we're going to get more discussion going in the future, especially regarding the new features, you know, the new way the energy consumption works, the way the lock-on works, these new tuning slots. There's a lot of things to go over, all new stuff. So this is going to be good as well to even out the playing field between newcomers of the series and veterans, because honestly, even though veterans might have some sort of a head up just because of their experience with the various systems, because, you know, the concept of the building your armored core is going to be very similar. You know, that knowledge sort of carries over. But gameplay wise, it's going to be much more of an even playing field when the game come out. It's really a reboot. So yeah, good news overall. I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown and these bits of news. Again, hope you guys have a good day and take care, everyone.